On August 28th of 2025, the Dallas Cowboys would shock the entire sports world by trading their best player, Micah Parsons, to the Green Bay Packers, one of their biggest conference arch rivals. This was a mini shocker, not only considering the bad blood between the two organizations and the two rivals, was also because the Dallas Cowboys had a long out dispute and back and forth with Micah Parsons and his camp, his representation, David Mulligetta, who was his agent, and also Jerry Jones didn't necessarily connect with one another, didn't necessarily communicate, and didn't necessarily come to the conclusion of what is Micah Parsons' future going to look like in Dallas moving forward. Now, this action has pretty much led to a lot of fans being very bitter and very hateful and very frustrated with Micah Parsons not necessarily coming to the table and pretty much agreeing to the initial deal that was pretty much offered to Micah Parsons that was given to him. David Mulligetta is one of the more known big time sports agents in not only the NFL but in the industry as a whole. David Mulligetta has definitely made the Forbes list. He's representation of a lot of many different big clients in the NFL, guys like Jalen Ramsey, Jordan Love, Deshaun Watson, etc., etc. Dallas Cowboys would proceed on to the season with having Kenny Clark, who they received in the trade, and also utilizing one of those first round draft picks to go out there and get a Quentin Williams. And although they made some few changes on their defense last season in 2025, they still ended up being the worst defense in the league. And also, that defense was historically bad, ranking fourth worst defense in NFL history. Fast forward a year later, we have the Dallas Cowboys fan base and Cowboy Nation kind of pretty much going back and forth with Micah Parsons' older brother, Terrence Parsons. Because obviously the frustration with Micah Parsons on the field was that he wasn't necessarily the best defensive end when it comes to defending the run, which is something to consider, considering that the Dallas Cowboys over the past couple of years has been a team that has not necessarily been able to defend the run. However, the foundation for that is having solid defensive tackles and linebackers that can pretty much come downhill, which the Dallas Cowboys pretty much have had neither of those. The Dallas Cowboys have received the defensive end slash outside linebacker Rashan Gary through trade this offseason. And this was somebody that the Green Bay Packers fan base somewhat appreciated Rashan Gary, but also grew frustrated with his lack of production. Rashan Gary played alongside Michael Parsons this past season and didn't necessarily have the best season production-wise. His last couple of games weren't so good. A lot to left to be said. And you have a tweet coming out from Terrence Parsons, Michael Parsons' older brother, talking about, yes, Rashan Gary is a very good run defender, but however, you'll figure everything else. Rashan Gary is definitely somebody known for his run defense, but not so much so for his pass rush. Michael Parsons is highly known for his pass rush and not so much for his run defense. However, we understand the impact that Michael Parsons had, and somebody even in the content creation of Green Bay Packers space put out film of Michael Parsons actually defending the run pretty well. A few things that we can withdraw from this situation is that we shouldn't have never traded Michael Parsons out of pure emotion without at least negotiating with his agent. We should have already had defensive tackles in house that could help us stop the run, as well as having linebackers that can do so as well. We can't blame the entire defense of the Dallas Cowboys for one player, the lack thereof. Yeah, look, hey man, I know a lot of people think the Dallas Cowboys, a lot of people in Cowboy Nation saying, hey, we won the trade, but look, until Quentin Williams, Kenny Clark play amazing on a consistent basis, which I believe they will, and Malachi Lawrence turns into the player that we believe he's supposed to be, I'm not quoting that. Just because we are frustrated with said player doesn't mean we have to take away from how great the player is. A lot of us are pretty much still mad and frustrated with Michael Parsons departing and him not agreeing to that napkin table deal that Jerry Jones offered him. He's still a great player. And why are Cowboys fans and Cowboys content creators surprised that Terrence Parsons is coming at Rashan Gary, etc.? Why would we expect somebody to throw jabs at their little brother and expect for them to be quiet? Hey, what goes around comes back around, but let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below.